The program is a class for history, politics, and power. And Femi Kehinde, the author of the book, Ladoke Akintola, In the Eyes of History, is my guest. My guest is a lawyer by profession. He was a member of the House of Representatives from 1999 to 2003, representing Ayedire Iwo Olaoluwa Federal Constituency of Osun State. As a keen student of history, Femi Kehinde researches and publishes articles on key players of Yoruba cultural, political, and economic past. As a politician, he shares his observations and comments on contemporary Nigerian politics through different articles in many Nigerian dailies. My guest is also the author of the book of Rust and Gold, Snippets of History. Do you have this? You need this book. You would find it on udarabooks.com. As we discuss, Honorable Kehinde, let me take you into Awolowo's book. He made some points, then we'll come back to your book. Awolowo in this book, The Travails of Democracy and the Rule of Law, wrote some, revealing perception, his perception of the North at the time. He says here, let's read from page 3. Awolowo said the Action Group campaign in the northern region in 1959 provoked Ahmadu Bello
Seriously.
and the feudalistic leaders of the North.
Very seriously.
And because of that provocation, Awolowo says here, however, for the entire feudal hierarchy, all that was too much for them. That means the campaign of the AG was too much for them. And they, too, must have vowed, like the Saudana, never to forgive Awolowo. A report in the Sunday Express of 20th December 1959 at page 2 summed up the attitude of mind of the hierarchy. Awolowo writes in his book that he's now quoting the paper, I shall divide Nigeria into two and hand them over to my lieutenant. He's quoting Ahmadu Bello now. What Ahmadu Bello said. Awo said in his book that Sir Ahmadu contended that the Northern People's Congress new decision to invade the South politically was a reply to the recent invasion of the North by Southern political parties. He cited a portion in the Quran which says, you have come to our home, and from now on, we shall be taking the battle to your house. He's quoting Ahmadu Bello now. I will continues in the book. Sir Ahmadu Bello claimed that, like his great-grandfather, Shehu Ottoman Danfodio, who, he said after his conquest, divided the conquered country between his two sons. I, too, after conquering the South, we also divide Nigeria into two, to be taken charge of by two of my lieutenants. He said the South had already been handed over to Alhaji Tafawa Balewa, the Prime Minister, and added that before his resignation from politics, he would appoint another lieutenant to take over the administration of the North. He presented a cloak of authority to Balewa. The point here is that Ladoke became an instrument in the hands of Ahmadu Bello to take over the South. Do you agree?
I told you of the problem of human dynamics that brought Samuel Ladoke into open conflicts with his friends, with his comrades and associates. In human history, there is perhaps nobody that will match Awolowo's sagacity, political sagacity, economic wizardry, and gallantry in the governance of the affairs of men. You will remember that even this same Harold Wilson described Obafemi Awolowo as somebody that could have been the best prime minister of Great Britain in terms of his learning, knowledge, erudition, and perception.
Ojukwu said he was the best president Nigeria never had.
Beyond all these rhetorics, Awolowo was a statesman par excellence. Awolowo was not a politician in the strict sense of the word. Awolowo believes in a just, egalitarian, and humane society. Dr. Awolowo, in an interview session with me, who took Awolowo like a father figure, because Awolowo's father, Horatio, and Obafemi were best of friends. He told him, Baba, you are non-pariah, no equal. But in terms of politics, I hope you will be privileged to interview Dr. Victor Awolowo and will give you an expose of what I'm saying. He said, Papa, you cannot tell lies. And these are part of the indices of a politician. Awolowo spent £10 million of the Western Nigeria Development Corporation's money to galvanize for votes in the northern region, to bring what we were already enjoying in the western region to the north. But helicopter sign writers, Olaniwa Ajayi will tell you, he was one of the AG leaders that went to campaign for votes for Action Group in the 50s. They will pay for a school field to use for Awolowo's helicopter to land. They will collect the money. When the helicopter is about to land, they will have invaded the entire football field with cows. Nowhere for the helicopter to land. This forced Sardauna, Ahmadu Bello, to now be campaigning against his wish to source for votes from his lesser mortars. You know the Almejiri principle, if you have, they believe you have. If you don't have, the one that they have, you must go to their house to collect food, to collect this, to collect that. These are the feudal oligarchy, the feudal system that Awolowo wanted to dislodge. But the British, they have skilled Nigeria in such a way that it will be difficult for 1,000 Awolowo to match what they had already planted.